Hey guys, Bretto here, welcome back to Gold Rush the game. Here we are for episode number 9. The Frankenstein DLC is now out, so let's run on in and see what we can buy. I think we need, I don't know if we need, no, this one. Actually, maybe both. Let's buy both. I think they've got rid of a couple of the, these old sluice boxes and stuff that we don't need anymore. They've gotten rid of them, so... because now we can have two duplex jigs side by side. We don't need a ST sluice box, I don't think. No, I'm pretty sure we only need this one, a TDJ. Not that one either. I think it's us, this one. For our mats. Anyway, let's run on over here and have a look. Frankenstein. 462. Let's get one of those. We only need one. What else is there? So we've got the reinforced trommel, or the old Arnold's trommel. So let's go the reinforced one because it's much better. We've got these and these. So duplex jig, I think, gravel pump. Two of those because we're going to need to replace the old one. We've got the planter, which, what does that do? Jig, another jig replacement. Okay, so it's the next level up. We've got the D-rocker, the shaker, or the Glacier Creek, which does replace the D-rocker. Grab one of those as well. We don't need a fuel tank, we don't need that. We don't need any of these things, I've got all that. You can see up the top we've got a lot more money. So for all those things that we did buy, the let's get rid of that. All the spots that we brought, like the claim spots that we did buy, we got our money back for. So that's why we've got so much money. So D-rocker, can we get rid of that? Put in the Glacier Creek. Conveyor belt, yeah. S-Rock sluice box, okay, we've got two of those there, so we don't need that one. ST sluice box, dump truck, duplex jig, we'll get rid of the duplex jig. Bring over that. Okay, we need to buy these all over again now. The Frankenstein. Okay, we'll move them over. Is it going to let us move? No, it's not going to let us move it over for some reason. Oops. Front end loader can go. Can we bring it over now? Why can't we? Okay, let's get rid of the drilling machine then. Front end loader back. It says 5 of 7. 5 of 8. Yet we can't. I don't know, whatever, that'll be fine. Confirm. That's all the stuff we need. I have got mats and that in the back of the truck. So let's head back to, was it Nighthawk? A Nighthawk claim. It is late in the evening, day 11, so might put our headlights on. Head back. Once we get there, we'll have a look at the new equipment, then I'll set everything up. And we'll come back when we're ready to start digging for gold. So I'm not sure how far away we're going to dig. Probably not where we were in the last episode because the Frankenstein's only got a certain amount of reach. So we'll have to have a look at that and work out how much reach he's actually got and get him into place somewhere. So there's been a couple of new updates, which is good. One thing they did update, which I do like, I haven't tested as yet, is the green hoses that now come out of the water pump. You can use them to fill your bucket now, so you don't have to. We don't have to run over to a water source to fill our bucket of water for sluicing, or for filling up a bucket with water, of course, and then putting our mats in, washing our mats out. So we're going to use a green hose, which is a lot easier, a lot better. Not going to have to run backwards and bloody forwards all the time. So very good thing that they've done there. haven't played the game for a little while now. Those episodes that I had recorded and have released for you guys were recorded a little while ago, probably a couple of weeks ago now. So I recorded a little bit ahead of where we were. But hopefully you guys have been enjoying them so far. Excited to check out this new Frankenstein DLC. It's only $4.99 as well. And I think I got it for like $4.50 because it's got 15% off at the moment. Not sure if it's because we already own the game or if it's just there allowing us to get it for a little bit cheaper on the day of release. I'm not sure, but it just got released today and I picked it up straight away. Well, not straight away, but as soon as I woke up and remembered it was release day, picked it straight up. So head back down to our Nighthawk claim. Everything should still be hopefully in the same spot. Oh, our digger's still there. Our loader's still there. We're still got our dozer in here doing a lot of work trying to get this down level. I was thinking we might even come back all the way back to the front here and just dig from there back. I know we're not going to get a great deal of gold, but what are we missing here? Oops, shut that down, jump out. Missing the 2 jigs down the bottom. That shouldn't have anything in it, so throw those out of the way. The power cord will roll him up a little bit. Oop, jump up here, so we should be able to put, yep, there and there. So we've got 2. We're gonna have to get rid of that. I'm sure, I thought I already told him to get rid of that. Maybe I didn't. I'll just run it through to here a little bit, then drop it down. So we'll have to get that out of there. Get the D-rockers gone. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. That'll go down into there, so I need to get the trommel out of the way. But let's run up here and have a look at the brand new Frankenstein. Oh, wow. Something's running here. Where's everything else? Oh, all up here. Sounds like it's running already, which it shouldn't be, but anyway. Yeah, so we have to bring all these down. So I'll get all this set up while you guys aren't here, just to make it a little bit easier of an episode. Why is there not a second one of these there? Okay. Let's go into the computer quickly and have a look. Transports. Nighthawk Valley. Glacier Creek. So we had 2 gravel pumps, so where's the other one? Reinforced trommel, Glacier Creek, Frankenstein. Where are we? Conveyor belt, trommel. We'll get rid of the trommel. Can we bring that over now? We can. I don't know why it wouldn't let us do it before. We don't have any loans, do we? Oh yeah, pay off the loan. Got a ton of money now. The other thing I was definitely going to do was get the hog pan set up in here and hire someone to work on that. Alright, so where's our other... up there, there it is, that's fine. Is this running already, or is it... Definitely not running. Okay, show controls, because we're going to have to work out. Okay, must be hitting something at the rear. Yes, it is. Got to change different mode, operator mode. So raise belt, whoop, extend belt. That's pretty cool. Activate belt, which will get it running. Deactivate belt. That's awesome. Let's back over here. I want to fill this thing up with fuel before we go anywhere. Shouldn't keep it running while we fill it up, but who cares? It's only a game, right? We're not going to die, hopefully. It's not like medieval engineers where I die every 5 minutes. Fill this bad boy up. How much fuel have we got in there? We should have plenty, I think. It's going to let me go. No, it's not going to let me click on it. 70%. Yep, plenty. For some reason it's still got the controls. Oh no, that's... Did I pick that up? No, that's our controls, not the controls of the Frankenstein. Now, there we go. Let's get him filled up again. jump back in our Frankenstein. So you can see that yellow circle. I think that's where it's actually going to drop. So we either needed to get it to drop straight in. Whoop, don't fall down there. Straight into the D rocker or Glacier Creek, I think it's now called. Let's raise and lower the belt. We'll lower it a little bit until we can work out where we're going to put him. There we go. Might actually have to raise it now. Is that as high as it goes? Maybe. So you have to. Ooh. Doesn't really extend that far now, does it? So like there is like where we sort of need it, but what are we hitting now? Oh, we're hitting that. It's a little bit of a pain because I sort of wanted to get it. No, we should be okay. It's number 4 shows you where it's actually going. There we go. We're still in exactly the same spot. Pretty well. Let's go. Actually, let's get him right out of the way. I think we're going to have to get him out of the way and put everything else in first. So, rightio guys, what I'll do is I'll get everything else set up and we'll come back when we're ready to start digging and get this Frankenstein in action. So don't go anywhere, we'll be back very, very soon. Rightio guys, welcome back. I think we're ready to go. Everything's hooked up, everything's running nice and smooth. So we've got the conveyor belt still going through, which is where we got the hopper, which I'm going to dump the dirt from the Frankenstein into the hopper, into our D-Rocker or Glacier Creek, I think they're called, to our reinforced trommel. It's going to run down into our sluice boxes, oops, and our now I'm stuck, 2 gravel pits, I guess you call them. Everything's ready to go, so let's go back into this bad boy. Let's go activate belts, jump on out and run on over to our digger. You see we've got 80% in there, so I filled it up a little bit just to make sure we had something in there for when we started it up. So let's grab some more dirt and take it over and chuck it in. It's interesting, it goes up in like piles of rock, which is pretty good. So this has only got 33% fuel, but I did fill it up, so I'm not sure why it only says 33%, but anyway, I know it's full. So we've got the dozer over here as well. We're going to just dig this whole line down the back, which means we're probably going to have to buy another Frankenstein or 2 or 3 or however many we're going to need. It's going to follow this square the whole way back down to where that loader is, down to where we were working last episode, and hopefully it'll work out well. Probably not going to get a lot of gold out of this first initial loads going through our Frankenstein, but once we get down that back corner or in the middle of the claim down the back there, we're going to get a lot of gold. We get heaps of gold, which is going to be awesome. Slowly take the top off this soil, try and get down to the hard ground there, the bedrock. We've got our dozer, as I said, just to smooth things out afterwards, to make sure that if we want to go back and use our dump truck and that again later on, we should be okay because we'll have a smooth ground to run on a rough surface. So you can see we're not keeping up with the amount of dirt that's going through the Frankenstein. It definitely gets rid of it a lot quicker than we can. We only put about 8% in. A bucket is worth 8%. Not sure if we can load it with a front end loader. I'm pretty sure we probably could. We'll have to wait till it gets down to about 0% and we'll go and have a look and see what sort of the gold we've got in there, how full the mats and that are. I know we still can put 2 lots of hog pans on the end of these gravel pumps or whatever they're called, but I really don't see the point. I think they've updated a lot though, so we're not getting full mats like straight away after like 2 buckets, so something we can definitely look at. Definitely need 2 diggers feeding this machine. Good if they ever actually have multiplayer, you probably can actually have a digger on either side filling these up. Digger either side, even one at the front, just filling it up, keeping the pay dirt into it, because it's, when we tip in there's only like 3 or 4% left, so it's getting rid of it quicker than we can put it in there. Same with the loader. The front end loader will be really slow with that, I think. Gonna have to get the fuel trailer as well. Bring the fuel trailer over. Right, let's shut this down. Let's cycle back through until we get to our loader. That's our drill. That's our dozer. There we go. Try and get this thing up in the air. Head on over, see if we can tip a full bucket in there. I'm going to go nice and steady so we don't go losing anything. Might actually need to, no, we should be okay. Go G, oh, that's working, great. Yeah, so we get a little bit more in there than what we would do with, oh, go back a bit, than we do with the front end loader, but it's going to take a lot longer, as we know. Put that bucket on the ground, shut him down. There's 27% fuel now, we've got way more than 27%. Ah, you shut it down, there's still, oh no. Yeah, looks like the belts are still running even with it shut down, so that's good. See the rocks get thrown down the end there. Thrown off and into the machine. I'm not sure if we need to roll forward a little bit. Don't think we do. Might roll forward a little bit just in case. So we don't even have to have it running, which is good. Let's go and have a look. Reinforced trommels are at 19% down there and 19s and 20s up here, so it's filling up pretty quick. That's good. Hopefully that keeps running. Yeah, the belt's still running. We don't have to have the whole thing running, which is going to save a lot of fuel. Oop. Let's continue to dig and hopefully we can fill this thing up pretty quick. So even we could always leave the Frankenstein here and have our dump truck get filled up the back of the claim, drive it down to here and then tip it onto there, which kind of defeats the purpose, I think, but we can do that if we wanted to. So still, it's really bad that we're struggling to keep up. It'd be much better if they probably lowered the amount of dirt that it requires to fill this up, or even that it pushes up the belt at any one time, or even increase the bucket size of the digger. It'll be even better. So we're producing or digging out a lot more pay dirt than what we are at the moment. Even one bucket just give us like 20% or something. Maybe they'll fine tune that later on, but this sub looks like you always got pay dirt going up that belt. That could be perfect if they increase the bucket size. That way we can get through these claims a lot quicker. Really hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far, and I've still been enjoying playing the game. I'm waiting for the Frankenstein DLC for a little while now, and it's finally come out, so pretty cheap too, which is a surprise. I thought it might have been like $15–20, but $5 definitely can't complain with that at all. Hopefully you guys that have got the Frankenstein DLC are pretty happy with it. I haven't spent enough time with it yet to be extremely happy, but it is cool nonetheless to have everything upgraded a little bit. And you'll see on the top right our gold. We've got 1,397 ounces. So because of the amount of gold that we got in Season 1, and when we went to Season 2 we lost all our money and all our gold. So they decided that you had one opportunity, if you wanted to take all the gold that you had in Season 1 and bring it into your Season 2 save. So I accepted opportunity to do that, and that's the reason why we've got so much gold at the moment, because that's all our Season 1 gold. I wonder if you actually have to refuel the belt as well as the machine itself, because the belt's saying it's only got 33% of fuel. Not even that, 22% now. So, but the machine is full because I definitely filled it up. That could be why it's running by itself without having to have the well, I'll say the excavator machine running, because that's what it pretty much is. It's like an excavator without an arm, just conveyor belt on top instead. It'll be interesting to see what some other guys have got at the moment, how they've got it all set up. They're set up the same way as me here, or they got more than one Frankenstein, or they're using the loader or the dump truck to fill it. It'd be interesting to find out what other people are doing, so I might have a look on YouTube and check out a few of the guys I watch regularly that play Gold Rush and see what they're currently doing. Interesting to find out. We're out now, 20% still with fuel, so I reckon we're going to run out of fuel before we fill our mats. Dig this whole square out, and then I'm going to get the dozer, obviously, as I said before, just to level it all out and everything. I'm going to actually start trying to let's get the front part of this square. So if you guys have got any ideas on how we should set the Frankenstein up, should we buy another 2 or 3, or leave it as it is? Should we use a front end loader to maybe load it from down the back there, or should we use the dump truck, try and see if the dump truck will actually work loading it? Might fill the dump truck up with obviously our dirt from the loader, and then get him to drive down here and tip it off. So I reckon it's 8%, so if you put a full dump truck load in, that'll probably be 80%. It'll fill up the Frankenstein, 80%. So I think about a bucket gives you 11%. Excavator bucket into the dump truck gives you 11%. Definitely going through the fuel really quick. I know they have increased the fuel usage again. Wish I'd just leave it at a certain amount, because sometimes I feel like we're using way too much fuel. I reckon probably half a tank for this excavator for a full day's work. So like 6 till 5 or 6 till 6, full 12 hours would be pretty good. I don't think it would use any more than that. I know at the place I work at, which is an open cut coal mine, everything gets fueled every 24 hours. But diggers are obviously a lot bigger, but they also work 24 hours a day, 24/7, when they're not broken, of course. So I think they probably need to increase or decrease the amount of fuel usage, or even just increase the tank size or something like that. You shouldn't have to fuel things more than once a day. Even this thing probably, you know, once every 2 days, because we're not using it for the whole 24 hours. I'm not a fan of digging and working during the dark. It's hard for you guys to see, and it's It's not overly hard for me to see because I can set up a lot of lights, but I don't like the idea of digging all night. I know probably in real life these gold mines and obviously the guys on Gold Rush do dig 24/7. You have to make the money, but we're not in any hurry here, so I don't need to stay up all night digging. I'll put this next bucket in and go and see how full we are now, and then do a little bit more dozer work. Have a look. Yeah, 35%. It's interesting. So we're filling up. We're not as quick as I thought we were gonna, but still filling up pretty quick. So what I've found with the dozer, the slower you go, the slower you push forward, the more dirt you actually pick up. If you just hold it full forward, you're not going to pick up anywhere near as much. We didn't really need to do that, but anyway. So if we go nice and steady here, see we're sort of picking more up. If we were just to go full throttle through there, it's probably not going to work anywhere near as good. Picking up dirt I didn't even know was there. Must be a little bit under the ground that we've missed. Just push as hard as we can now and then come back and then just go very, very slow. We should pick up all those bits that we just missed. Also dozers at the right angle, of course. And because we're going downhill, it makes it a little bit harder because the dozer sort of wants to just take off. See, we're sort of picking up a decent amount. That'll do, I think. We'll jump back in our digger and try and grab those little bits. Share these bits at the front here. There's only so much a dozer can do, I guess. I think we're probably better off getting as much as we can with the excavator and then getting the dozer to sort of just clean the rest up if we happen to miss any, but you shouldn't really miss any with the excavator. You can see how much it actually does pick up. Sort of even picks up the pay dirt that's through the bedrock that we can't see, so it's pretty good. Go right over here and start picking some up. Pretty close to that dozer, probably need to move him back a little bit. Yep, actually hitting it there. Go up and over the top. There's only 12% fuel left in this thing, so we're definitely not going to get 100% out of this cleanup. I'm going to have to work out how we actually refuel it. Have to go and get our fuel trailer from Old Arnold Parcel. I think we left it over there. Might grab the hog pen on the way back as well, but I'll do all that off camera. You guys don't need to see me driving around for days. Getting through it pretty good. Not sure what the pay dirt's going to be like, but the goal obviously is to empty this whole claim out, get rid of all the dirt, which is going to take hours and hours and hours, like real time, let alone game time. We'll just keep loading him up until he runs out of fuel, I guess. The belt stops working. Take the top off that little hump that we've left there with the dozer. I think you can actually be a little bit closer to the belt and actually load it directly onto the belt instead of the little hopper thing at the bottom. Possibly. Just the way we're set up. We're set up right down at the bottom of the hopper. I'm sure I've seen someone putting a little bit of dirt just on the belt itself. Didn't quite get a full bucket that time. There we go. Make sure we get full buckets every time, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a waste. So you can always, if it's going to use this much fuel, just fill the belt up to 100%, which will be the smart thing to do probably, and then once it's 100%, turn it on, continue to load it while it's still unloading, and then when it gets to 0, get in and shut it off and fill it back up to 100% again. So if you're going to chew this much fuel, you're probably going to save a lot of money. Not that money is really that big an issue for us at the moment, so not overly concerned. We've got 3 million, which is not what we had before, unfortunately, but because they gave us that money back for those spots, even though we only paid $1 for them because we didn't agree with them, they've given us all the money back, even though, as I said, we only paid $1. They've given us the full amount back, which is a little bit frustrating. They probably could have gave us the option to take the money or not, because I would have definitely said no. We've got 7% fuel left now, so I reckon we might get about 50-60% in our mats and stuff, which isn't that bad. Looks like a little bit rough there, digging. We'll have to probably stay in this spot for as long as we can with the digger and try not to move too much because of where the Frankenstein is. We can't move any further away from the hopper or the wash plant. The reason why I'm using the conveyor system is it's just for the wash plant, dump truck conveyor, is it was a lot easier to get a better angle than it was to put it straight into the wash plant itself, or the Glacier Creek as it's called. And then again, we don't want to overfill it either, so I wasn't sure if the Glacier Creek would actually overfill with the amount of stuff that's coming through the Frankenstein. Probably not, but yeah, I wasn't sure, so better be safe than sorry. So if you guys like the idea of us starting here and digging all the way back to the back, if you don't, leave it in the comments section, let me know if we should head back up to where we were. The last episode we're doing all that dozer work and try and get all that good pay dirt out first. Or should we dig from here all the way back up there and then we'll be down at right at the pay dirt anyway by the time we get there. I think we're still probably going to have to do 2 passes through here. Dig to a certain depth and then just sort of level out with the dozer and the digger and then come back for another pass through. Because it's going to be really, really deep up that other end. Like too deep for the digger to even get down to unless he's already in the hole. So about 4% I think it was when I looked last time for the fuel, so we're not far off. Yeah, 4%. Like I said, multiplayer would be awesome. You know, this guy loading from here, you might even have the loader and dump truck up the back of the claim there, and have the dump truck loading him up as well, which would be awesome. And even an excavator on the other side of 2 or 3 people working all at once trying to pump the pay dirt through the machine. I wonder if you probably could actually have another Frankenstein like attached to the back of this one. So have an excavator digging behind where we are at the moment, loading another Frankenstein and us here actually loading this one as well. You should be able to load it like that because of the way the pay dirt falls out of the Frankenstein. It's up so high so we can be tipping into here while the other pay dirt's falling from above. Obviously in real life it wouldn't be a good idea because it's going to be hitting our bucket and bouncing off, but maybe in the game it might actually just go straight through it. So it's interesting also how the squares now turn white. Maybe it just means that we've started to dig the square, that's why it's changed its colour. It never used to do that before the recent update, so it's interesting. Down to 2% with the fuel. Definitely going to have to grab that trailer and come back and top it all up. We really need the trailer here anyway for the excavator and all that, so we don't have to drive all the way up to our fuel tank and refuel it. Unless we tie some chains onto the back of the truck and drag it around, drag the whole container around with the truck. That's pretty much how I got all these things into place. So I just used the truck, just push things around, and because I forgot that we snapped one of our cables, so I just pushed everything around with the truck into close enough to the place. If I couldn't get it into place, then I would bring the 3 chains we had and just stand it up and make sure it was in the right spot for it to jump into its location. So it's easy to do it that way. And then I happened to snap another chain, so we've only got 2 left now, so we're definitely going to have to pick up some more chains as well next time we head into town. Fuel trailer, chains, and the hog pan set up. It says 0% now, so let's see when it actually shuts down that belt. Yep, it says it's out of fuel now, so the belt must have a fuel system somewhere too, which is interesting. I'll shut him down. Let's have a look, because we did. There's obviously. There. Need the fuel to go in there. We're not going to reach from there, of course. We do have a jerry can somewhere, but I don't know how much a jerry can's going to fill it up. Here it is. Let's grab that. Top this up. Go and fill up our jerry can. Gonna need 100 of these things to fill it up, I reckon. Obviously we're not going to do, it's just interesting to see how much fuel it actually will give us. It's definitely it. Hardly anything. Maybe 5%, maybe 6% if you're lucky. Yep, 6%. So hardly bloody anything. It should give us enough to get the rest of that pay dirt out. I'll just chuck that there for now. Wait for all this to get processed, and then we'll shut everything down. Yeah, 50%. It's not too bad. See if anything else is going to increase. No, that's about it, I think. I'm actually sliding down this. Actually, it's still going. Should be finished now, I think. Can't get up on top and have a look there. I think we'll get stuck again here. Oh, there we go. So that's empty. This guy's empty. Right, get up on top of there. Oh, there we go. So obviously the smaller rocks will go through, the big rocks will get thrown out, smaller rocks go through here and then push down into this hole, in through our trommel. And through our mats, of course. Let's try and get off here now. We'll run around and shut everything down. There's another chain there, I think that's a longer one. How much fuel's just got left? 83%, that's pretty good. Shut that down. We need to shut this down, of course, before we go taking the mats off. So we've dug quite a hole there, not a massive hole, but throw these down onto there. I've parked the truck in a, whoops, in a certain spot. Can you throw that? Yep, there we go. In a certain spot. That way I can use the truck to jump up on top of here, because it's an absolute pain to try and get on top of this one. So we've got 6 mats now, so we've got 1 in each. Or 4 in each I should say, so we need 3 buckets. So there's no walkway to get up to this one, which is stupid, unless you're going to walk like the whole way around. So they really need to look at fixing that as well. They need to make the walkways either a little bit higher or a lot easier to use, because you always get stuck between the walkway and the sluice box there, so it's a bit of a pain. Actually, it's more than just a bit of a pain, but it's quite bloody annoying, to be honest. You've either got to reset yourself or just auto reset into a vehicle somewhere. Okay, that's that sluice box done. Pick up these now and stick all these back on. Oops. There we go. And we'll come down and, oh, there's a bucket. We'll grab this bucket. Throw him in the back. Grab these grills off and grab the mats. Can't even run up there without having to jump, which is pretty bloody silly as well. And then when we stand up here, it just wants to slide us back down the bloody hill. Oops, missed that one. So I wonder what sort of gold we're going to get out of this now. It's a lot better now we've got 2 sluice boxes going. Which is a great idea, of course, by the devs, just to make it so you're making a lot more money. It's going to be hard to get that last one, because you pretty much just had rocks going through and getting thrown out on the ground, which they really shouldn't be, because they're all getting thrown out that way, end of the trommel, or they're getting thrown out here, so everything should be going through here really. Those back in and put our miners' grills back on. Last one. There we go. Grab our bucket from under here. Them ones at the front, so we know which ones are different, even though we know it because of the amounts of stuff that's actually in that bucket. Alright, there we go. Shut the door. So up here, oh, we didn't turn that off. Oh well, ran out of fuel anyway. Straight up here, and we'll start to process it now. Fuel is low. Yes, it is. Everything's low at the moment. So we need to run in here and turn our wave table on, which should be the middle one. Call Jack. Okay. Alright, so that's working. We just need to start this up. Actually, pull that out. We don't need that on at the moment. So 1400. Chuck all these in and see what happens. See what we can get out of it. Oops. Someone fell over. Luckily it doesn't fall out. Wow, it's terrible. Not much at all. It's at 5 ounces. That one's a bit better. It's not very good. We're not in very good pay dirt down here, I don't think. Look at the gold map. Yeah, terrible. There it gets a little bit better through here, but there is just absolutely shocking. So through here we're going to be okay, and all the way through here is going to be absolute crap, to be honest. We're running at 50% too, so we can't expect too much. Still need 10 ounces. So getting there slowly. Not going to be a lot of money, but luckily we don't need the money right at the moment. Jenny, we don't really need a Jenny, do we? No. Let's go and chuck this in here somewhere. Stick it on that shelf. There we go. Wonder if it'd be good if you could actually use the bin to put things in. So 13. So what's that? 15 ounces, 16 ounces, something at the moment. We'll chuck these two in. Wonder if they get more. Process is really quick, then slows right down. I'm gonna chuck 2 of these buckets back in. So that's 20 ounces. So 22, 23 ounces. $24 ounces. So not great, but we're not digging very good dirt at the front of the claim here. So, and they're only half full. So maybe 25 ounces totally in total will be what we would have got, but still isn't very much, to be honest. But this is the one of the new updates. We can actually fill these buckets up with a hose, which is awesome. It's a great addition. It's a very, very good idea by the devs. Chuck that in there. We'll turn that off, I should say. Put these buckets back in the back of the truck. Then we're going to call it the end of the episode, I think. Take all these. Yep, Jesus. All these buckets back down and get everything ready to go again. And I might dig the whole way through the night, well, until gets too dark, and then stop digging, and then we'll come back and hopefully be in some better pay dirt by then. Get rid of this little square that's at the front, and then get into that better stuff, which was the square behind what we're digging now. So we should be nearly finished it, shouldn't we? I think. Let's jump in here and just have a quick look. Did it? Oh no, it must have untoggled. Okay, let's go gold map. Toggle that square. Yeah, so we're nearly finished it. So once we get through this square, we should have a square here and a little bit there that's going to have pretty decent pay dirt in it, and there's a filter in there. I did throw a fuel filter in there. Alrighty guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you liked the new Frankenstein DLC. If you do, leave a like if you liked the episode as well. It definitely helps the channel a lot. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of the new DLC if you have it. If you don't have it, what do you think our idea should be? Continue to dig this whole way through, or move back down to there and maybe try with a dump truck to load it with a dump truck and backwards and forwards like we were before, but not having to go all the way up here. Let me know. If you haven't subscribed, guys, please do so. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell next to it to receive a notification every time I upload so you don't miss an episode. It's been Critters Gaming. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.